Return to the beautiful world of Spirit of the North and discover countless secrets in its sequel, Spirit of the North 2. Brought to you by developer Infuse Studio and publishers Silver Lining Interactive and Merge Games. Fans of the first game and exploration lovers alike will rejoice at the release of this new adventure title, which has you defending your homeland as an isolated fox and its raven companion. Spirit of the North 2 promises mysteries, a breathtaking third-person adventure, and a quest to return home. If you were a fan of the first title, you'll quickly find your bearings and spot many similarities between the two games. The gameplay feels very similar, and familiar landscapes will greet you as soon as you step into the world. But don't worry, you don't need to have played Spirit of the North to enjoy this new release. The gameplay is quite straightforward, with very few simple mechanics that you get introduced to gradually throughout the first hour. Most of your adventures will consist of running through gorgeous landscapes, exploring nooks and corners to find secrets, and solving environmental puzzles. Those mostly consist of pulling or carrying items into the correct places, platforming challenges, and discovering hidden objects. The biggest appeal of Spirit of the North 2 is clearly the stunning world you're invited to discover. Throughout your time with the little fox, which you get to customize at the start, you'll get to roam through a number of different biomes. From forests, ancient abandoned structures, caves, to snowy plains, there's a nice variety of environments for the player to explore. The lighting is gorgeous, and the world feels vast, especially considering the size of the fox. There are also clear improvements to the graphics compared to Spirit of the North, especially the original non-enhanced edition. Exploration is often rewarded with small lore elements, usually in the form of scrolls or carvings that you find throughout the world. This game lacks any dialogue or narration, and instead invites players to piece together the lore of the world through the bits and pieces they find throughout, like in the first title. While exploring, I also really enjoyed the lovely soundtrack accompanying my quest to return home. Through the bits of lore, I quickly understood that my aim was to restore the lost guardians of this world, the raven, stag, ram, wolf, and bear, to save the world from doom, and the OST did a great job setting the tone to a beautiful world suffering from the corruption of its guardian spirits. A few of you might have noticed that this review is being published quite a few days after release. After all, Spirit of the North 2 has been available since May 8th. I have to admit, I am quite prone to motion sickness, and the camera movement in this game made me feel quite ill every time I played for more than an hour. There unfortunately are very few settings to alleviate this. The only accessibility setting is a language setting. This will not be an issue for everyone, of course, but if you also struggle with motion sickness, this might be worth considering. I also found my hands cramping on my controller. You will most likely be sprinting for a good 80% of the game. To sprint, you need to hold down L2 and push forward on your joystick at the same time. This isn't very challenging, but quite uncomfortable to do for most of the 10 hours players will spend with Spirit of the North 2. And so, I wish sprinting was a toggle. It was a shame I couldn't play for prolonged periods of time, because it is a lovely title to unwind to if you're just looking for a relaxing experience with few challenges. While there are puzzles and some boss fights, they're pretty straightforward. After 1 to 2 hours, you will have seen most mechanics and will be able to apply them to almost all other puzzles in the game. I did wish there was more variety, as most of the difficulty came from clunky controls that made me miss jumps or got me stuck in the environment. They did add a small indicator to show where the fox is jumping, probably to counteract the sometimes imprecise controls, but it didn't always help or feel very useful. There's also a skill tree, probably in an attempt to add more depth to the gameplay, but it didn't feel appropriate for the genre and didn't add anything to the complexity for me. Altogether, I felt like it offered a nice story, and animal lovers especially will enjoy it very much. However, if you're looking for more clever puzzles or a lot of depth in gameplay, this might not be the one for you. I would recommend this to players who really love the prequel and are looking for a similar experience. Alternatively, if you are considering Spirit of the North, you might be happier with its sequel, which did offer some improvements over the first entry. Spirit of the North 2 released on May 8th, 2025 on PS5, Xbox One, and Steam. If you want a short, under 10-hour adventure to relax and explore beautiful nature environments with little challenge and a lovely story, then Spirit of the North 2 will really appeal to you. However, a lack of accessibility settings, clunky controls, and lack of variety in puzzles makes it hard to recommend to anyone looking for a more polished and challenging experience. Noisy Pixel is giving Spirit of the North 2 a 6 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our lovely supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers, providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. If you enjoyed this, please consider checking out our Patreon to support our continued growth, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our future content. Thank you, and see you soon.
Noisy Pixel.